It was the dawn of the 13th century, and a new power was emerging across the windswept steppes of Mongolia. Genghis Khan, a leader who had achieved the unthinkable by uniting the fractious Mongol tribes, now turned his sights southward. His target, the mighty Jin Dynasty, rulers of northern China who had for decades demanded tribute from the steppe tribes, keeping them divided and subdued. But now, united under Genghis, the Mongols would no longer bow to anyone. In 1211, Genghis Khan prepared to strike, setting into motion a battle that would change the fate of northern China, the Battle of Yehuling. Word of the Mongol advance quickly reached the Jin capital, and the dynasty responded with overwhelming force. Determined to crush what they saw as a barbarian rebellion, the Jin mobilized an army with different estimates suggesting 300,000 to 400,000 at Yehuling, while 800,000 infantry and 150,000 elite cavalry were spread across the Great Wall. Confident in their numbers and superior armor, the Jin believed they could halt Genghis Khan's advance. But Genghis, with 90,000 strong troops watching from the steppes, knew their weakness. He saw the Jin as a slow, cumbersome giant, unaware that they were stepping into a trap. Genghis Khan knew that fighting the Jin head-on would be a challenge, so he carefully devised a plan before the battle began. He divided his army, leading the main contingent himself while sending his son Ogedei with a secondary force to position themselves strategically. The goal was clear. Ogedei units will launch a coordinated ambush from elevated positions. Their sudden attack will cut off the Jin army's retreat, enclosing them within the rugged terrain. With Ogedei forces positioned for a flanking attack, Genghis ordered his main force to begin a feigned retreat. As the main Mongol force withdrew, the Jin generals saw what they thought was a retreat. Sensing an opportunity, they led their massive army forward into the narrow passes, convinced that the Mongols were fleeing. But the Jin were walking straight into Genghis Khan's trap. With Ogedei forces positioned on the ridges above, the Jin army was now surrounded in the rugged terrain of Yehuling. With the Jin forces now trapped, the Mongol archers unleashed a deadly rain of arrows, striking down the Jin soldiers as they scrambled for cover. From all directions, Mongol forces closed in. The Jin troops, now disoriented and restricted by their heavy armor, struggled in the narrow passes. Genghis Khan and his son had created a perfect kill zone, turning the Jin's numerical advantage into a fatal vulnerability. The Jin army, once confident in its size and strength, fell into chaos. In the cramped, mountainous terrain, their heavy armor became a liability. Unable to regroup or organize, they were surrounded by Mongol warriors attacking from every direction. Thousands of Jin soldiers were slain, and their massive numbers became a disadvantage as the narrow paths restricted their movements and left them vulnerable to Mongol arrows and charges. The Battle of Yehuling ended in a crushing defeat for the Jin. Their massive army had been reduced to a fraction of its original size, shattered by Genghis Khan's tactics and the Mongols' agility. For the Jin Dynasty, it was a sobering reminder of the Mongols' ferocity and intelligence in warfare. For Genghis Khan, it was a triumphant beginning. A clear path into Jin territory now lay open. With Yehuling conquered, Genghis Khan's route into Jin territory was clear, but the Jin Dynasty would not fall easily. As news of the Mongols' victory spread, the Jin scrambled to fortify their capital city, Chengdu. How would the Mongols tackle the towering walls of the Jin capital, and could the Jin withstand another assault? Join us next time as we uncover the siege of Chengdu, where the fate of the Jin capital hung by a thread. Enjoyed this video? Like and subscribe for more content on the Mongols.